Solid
I'll be
B-roll.
honest, I was not paying attention to the
It's
B-roll.
fine. It's fun. I like to see the city. We're not there, unfortunately. We're here in Katowice, so I like to enjoy the city by the B-roll that we get with that.
I imagine it's as cold there as it is here, though.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, it was
Danish winds.
dealing with like the weather change of being -1 here and 30 where I was. It's not too fun. But hey, there's snow. I'm a big fan of snow.
Yeah, I was in Sweden. There was snow there too. So here we go. A rush into the A side for the T side. It is going to be 100 Thieves starting on that side of the map. Rain ready and waiting, and it's a sneaky Nico in the corner.
A sneako, you could say.
Or I could not say. And yeah, they're going to be looking to try and retake all from CT. 4 players making it back through that direction. There's a smoke for Brocky, which can either be used for the bomb or to just try and section off some of these remaining Ts. Jacob with a bit of a wild spray, but it's still the Ts that are coming out on top as they get all the kills, excluding the one onto JKS. And it's actually going to be Gratisfaction. I think that's 3 out of 3 first pistols where he has basically been the best player in each one. Definitely 2. I'm 100% sure on Dust 2, but I'm fairly certain on Inferno he had a good pistol round as well.
Oh, well, Dust 2 and he got 3 kills too. Yeah, I'm trying to think back to Inferno.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, it definitely was. Well, let's see though. 100 Thieves taking the first round. Having a strong start to their T side would be definitely a godsend considering how the last map went for them. Nico's trying to get a little bit aggressive with Deagle. He's a solid connector, but gets burned away. I don't know. I still want to favor 100 Thieves on this map, even though we did get to see FaZe Clan just decimate their opponents before. That was Tyloo yesterday.
The thing is, I feel like at least with this iteration of FaZe, I feel like pretty much every player has been on a team where this has been either their best map or one of their best maps. Like, Fnatic was always fantastic on this map. You go back to, for example, the Brazilians, like Cold. He has one of the most legendary moments on this map ever, if not the. And then, well, as I said, when the original sort of remake of FaZe happened, Nico and Rain on this map were unbelievable. So there should be something there. Ooh, hello. Straight through the box. That's not a bad shot from Olaf. Brocky's actually going to be able to find another one as well. Made this interesting, especially with 2 low players on the board for 100 Thieves. That Molotov, though, alongside JKS's spray with the MAC-10, should put this to bed, especially with the amount of time that's remaining. JKS even has an HE. That almost kills off Brocky. I don't think they get past Jacob here, although never mind. Brocky's found a kill with the scout. Either way, they're making this very costly. It's more just down to the time. Can they kill these players off before the clock runs out? I think Cold threw that a little bit further than he meant to, but he is going to be able to escape with the rifle. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the T's at least try and hunt them down a little bit. But hey, 2 rifles. I do wonder, did the CT side buy into this? I wouldn't be against it at all. They managed to retrieve so much into this round. Brocky could drop a FAMAS. Cole could actually do the same. It really wouldn't be that bad of a buy at all, especially because the T's have to spend everything. But it looks like they are just going to play it safe, not take the risk.
All right, yeah, not taking the risk like you mentioned. So, Broky and Coldzera, like with the weapons they have, where are they going to be? 9 and 0. We're going to have 1 over towards B, 1 over towards A. So not keeping the 2 rifles together. Hoping individually they can hit the shots. They actually, in the meantime, have pushed out towards short. And look at this, Rain. The other side of the smoke. Jacob's going to back off. Coldzera has fallen, so they've already lost on 1 of the weapons. Not able to recover it just yet. I don't think they're actually going to be in a position to recover it, unfortunately. Drop down on, oh man, Azza takes down JKS with the falling shot. Broke is still going to be there now as he's rotated in to help out. He gets 1, but 1 and done, unfortunately. Olaf comes in with the USP, picks up a MAC-10. He's going to get sprayed down, so not investing into that round, but they still did a little bit of damage, taking down 3 players, but the money's still going to be here for 100 Thieves, and they get the 3-0 start.
Yeah, that's not bad at all for FaZe. They made every single one of those rounds really costly. Money is not going to be ideal for the side of 100 Thieves going forward. Like, they'll have this round. With a bomb plant, they'll have the next as well. But if FaZe can win this one nice and clean, they could even send them back to what will be at least a dicey buy into the next round. So definitely going to be interesting. They brought up with the AWP onto Olov, and the rest of the players still going to have rifles alongside a reasonable amount of utility, but they're definitely going to look to get a little bit more aggressive in this round. And Rain, well, he's punished for it on the ramp. Liaz gets quite far out, but still dies. Boost up into the window. Azza's one of the masters of this position. I like watching him. I like watching Hunter as well. Fur. We have 3 players that can do so much from this position. It's looking like his teammates are going to try and move their way back to the B site. Now, Azza's making a fair amount of noise in middle. If Cold falls, then this round is almost definitely over. But if they can get rid of Azza, Jay comes low, and this really isn't a bad position for FaZe at all. Oh, Meister, he goes from the no-scope there. Actually had a little bit more time than maybe he expected. Cold will connect the kill anyway. And now the remaining 2 players, they have to get into the site. They have to get that bomb down, and Gratisfaction just about gets across.
It's definitely doable for 100 Thieves to maintain. Azur has opened up the floodgates here for the Thieves to potentially get a 4th round on the board. The op's not going to be the most ideal weapon to use on the retake. Gratisfaction takes down Cold Zera, and it's just all on Olofmeister now in a 1-on-2. Time taken away. Here's where both players are going to be. Switch over to the USP, trying to take down Grant, but Grant again. 7-1 start for him so far. 4th round in a row for 100 Thieves. And they're going to be happy about that considering how Dust 2 played out. I do want to bring up, by the way, Tom, over on the mainstream, there is Astralis versus G2 going on. G2 won the first map, 16-13 on Dust 2. And Astralis won Inferno, 19-15.
Ooh.
And it's currently, from what I can tell, 12-9 on Train in favor of Astralis.
That'll be a shame for G2 if they don't manage to take that over the line. Here we go, though. Fast play. Moving into the slightly more stacked of the 2. Cold Zera! He's just found 2. 1Dix even gets a 3rd as well. This is that explosive nature from FaZe, and leaves just Liaz trying to fix the issues. They went for this fast play. They ran into that Deagle, and well, that's not something many players can pull off. Nico even going to hit an extra tag, and Cold is going to close it. A 4K for him. What a round from the Brazilian. And look at the damage he's done. The money for the T side is just 2 players. Well, 3 with a purchase. This was just monstrous. To correct that second one, Olov even chimes in with another, and then the 3rd is just that little bit of extra spam. What a sick play from Cold, and he hasn't had the best of series so far. If he now awakens into Mirage, there could be some problems for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, he's actually like middle of the pack for the team, 31 and 35. I think before, or at the end of the second map. JKS actually is bottom fragging for his team, 26 and 33. Very uncharacteristic of him. Azur's the one top fragging for the side of 100 Thieves, and Rain for FaZe. Meantime, we do see the push coming in towards the A site. Going to be 3 defenders here. Smoke's going to be put down. Rain, actually, I really like that smoke he threw. Really prevents him from dying early on, gives him a chance to do some decent damage. You can see JKS on the other side of the smoke looking to potentially get the bomb down. Azur goes up high, but he's going to fall to Rain. Now they know at least he's going to be here for a guarantee. Olofmeister's going to fall to Gratisfaction as he tries to get on the high ground to see over the smoke, and now 100 Thieves have a chance to take this round.
Yeah, all the positives that were there for the last have been isolated with the 2 entry kills that have come in for 100 Thieves. Molotov's also going to be thrown over the top to try and force Nico into the open. He is going to be pushed. He burns all the way down to 11 HP, and that's it. That's the call being made. Let's just save our guns. Let's get out of here. Rocky in the corner. I don't know if Gratisfaction will check this. He may not need to. Rocky doesn't necessarily have to move, but he is going to be killed off anyway. Gratisfaction should just about survive. And it's going to be 2 weapons saved, which is actually fairly important. You have to remember the last round they won was based off pistols, so they got a big injection of cash on the CT side. And they are going to have a buy at least.
A little bit of a timeout coming in for FaZe Clan. Gonna talk some things over.
How do we kill Gratisfaction?
I mean, that is kind of the running question for this map and the last one. He's continuing his performance, 10 kills. He's doing the T side as well. He didn't really get too many kills on the second half of Dust 2 when they were forced to play T. I wonder if he's going to continue to play like that as they swap over to the CT side. Like FaZe Clan, you got to see a little bit more out of them. I mean, Coldzera has shown some life. But I feel like Coldzera in general, like you think back to Inferno, and the biggest thing I think of is the 2 rounds he got 8 kills, like the ace and the 3K after. It's just been kind of silently getting kills. He's not like necessarily performing the worst on his team.
See, I'd actually say it's the other way around. I would say he's loudly getting kills and then doing nothing else. Like,
well, I mean, he's middle of the pack, right?
No, but that's what I mean. Like, I remember more of his kills than most of other people in the server, but they're very few and far between. Like, he'll get an ace in a round and then do nothing for 3.
Well, let's see if he can pull off more than the 1. As again, middle presence comes out of FaZe Clan, and they completely catch out 100 Thieves. The bomb down towards top of mid. JKS separated from Liaz. Well, now he's joining the other 3 players of his team who have already been picked off in the round. And it's just aggression out of FaZe Clan. Catches them off guard. Nico gets a 4K now. And there you go, second round picked up.
Well, 5 and 2. It is a little bit worrying that the 2 rounds that have been won by FaZe were like, I don't want to say this one was purely based off individual brilliance, but it was still some just 6 shots being hit by Nico. That was more of a strategy thrown in, one that I'm surprised you didn't really mention because it is your personal favorite of pushing mid.
I talked about it enough already today. Remember, we did, Jack and I have Renegades playing against Sharks on Mirage. So
I did walk in to this room, and one of the first things I heard you say was, I would love to see them go for a mid push.
Big fan. Biggest fan.
Yeah, I would actually agree. Well, 100 Thieves. Money a little bit thin here. It's a good chance now. The thing is, in a lot of these situations, I feel like 100 Thieves have been able to get away with way too much. Like, you look at FaZe Clan with the big advantages, and I don't feel like they capitalize a lot on them, and that's a bit more of a problem. Again, a lot of that does come down to some individual brilliance coming up for 100 Thieves a lot of the time. Like you, as mentioned already, we've seen Azza and Gratisfaction put up big numbers throughout this series so far. Liaz as well has still been performing, especially on the first map. But this round, well, this is building into a bomb plant attempt. I'm going to try and play it from there. They managed quite a lot of success previously, although they had a couple of SGs. The one smoke is going to go down to leave Olov without any vision, and now the bomb can get onto the site, and they'll have no problems. JKS is even going to get the opener onto Nico, which gives them some space. Unfortunately, it doesn't give them a rifle, and you can see that in CT, Olov has actually fallen back a little bit. But this will be one hell of a round for JKS to now show us what he's got. Already 2 coming up. Trades coming back in. Brocky and Olaf combined to bring it back into a 3 versus 3. Orb going to be juggled over onto the low player, but the bomb's been ticking for a long, long time, Jason.
Azza still has a P250. Well, never mind. He's going to follow Gratisfaction, the last alive. He does have the Glock to come around the corner. He gets the headshot. The time is ticked. I think he's done it. I think 100 Thieves at the back of JKS getting the 2 kills might have been enough to clutch this out. Brokey trying to pull this one off, and the bomb just barely diffused. I could have sworn that was going the way of 100 Thieves. Brokey just nearly saving it at the very last second.
That must have been like a 0.1. Like that was so unbelievably close. I feel a little bit bad for Gratisfaction because you know for a fact that say he slips up a little bit with his Glock and just kills him like a split second later, he wins the round just off that. But he was too clinical with the Glock. Or even if he just dances a little bit better away from the pistol. But nonetheless, again, it's what I said at the beginning of the round. Like, FaZe Clan do seem to struggle against these pistols. They don't seem to be very good at keeping these eco rounds clean. Incendiary will actually split the offense, leaving Jacob and Liaz to try and make these entries. The rest of the team eventually make their way out. But again, they've got an opener and they've got this A site with far too much ease.
You know, you did get the tag on Liaz, but you need to be getting these kills. Man advantage to 100 Thieves.
I'd like to talk to the man advantager.
Don't know what's going on with me right now. Coldzera is going to fall. It's good. Peaks coming through out of 100 Thieves. Making sure they force the 2-on-1, having a man advantage in the fights. And Nico's still alive, and Nico's still fighting. He's going to be very careful of the fire burning. Again, the bomb going to be taken away. Azure trying to push in to stop the defuse. They actually pulled off the fuse themselves, trying to spam through. He's going to run out of ammo here. He's going to have the time for the reload. Can he potentially pull this off? And he gets the kill the last second. And Azure will save the round here for 100 Thieves and put them up to 6.
Yeah, and everyone will die as well. So this leaves both teams in a little bit of a dicey situation. There will still be a buy coming in for either side, but more importantly, 100 Thieves, as mentioned, in these clutch situations, they're the ones coming out on top. We've seen 2 clinical rounds coming out from the CTs, which have been enough to pretty much gain them the 3. Then there was obviously that eco round, which, well, we didn't really get to see anything, but yeah, 100 Thieves just in those late round scenarios, someone like JKS, be it Liaz, just steps up at the right time, and it seems like FaZe Clan are really struggling to deal with that. We're going to have a pause called. I can't say I'm overly surprised. The CT side are going to have another buy coming in. But this is sort of what I mean, right? So, Coldzera, 4 kills in 1 round. It's memorable, right? The kills he got. But he's only got 6 totals. That means in the rest of the rounds, he's only had 2 kills. Now, granted, it's been a lot of plays towards the A side, so it is somewhat forgivable. But the other thing as well is, if you know that they're going to do that, either you have to have more of a dedication into the A side, or you have to try and do what they did previously, which was play for the retake. And the one thing that was somewhat frustrating there is the first time they play that round, Olaf falls back, waits for the retake because he knows he's not going to be able to do anything. This time he pushed forward and get absolutely wrecked within the first few seconds of the round. So I feel like they don't actually have much of an answer, at least initially in this, onto the A side hold.
I think we're seeing a little bit of differences as well. If you compare like Sharks and 100 Thieves on the T side, we saw Sharks go B almost every single round up against Renegades, and it just did not work. They kept butting their heads against a brick wall, hoping that wall would break. 100 Thieves is going to be a little bit more open to new experiences, like heading towards a different site. Saw a lot of utility damage out of this man here on your screen on Dust 2. For a little bit more, and they have a little bit of a 3-2 split. So 100 Thieves do have, let's just Azure and Jacob towards the top and middle. There's actually no one really to spot them either, funny enough, because Coldzera is holding very far back in window, but Olafmeister going to get the initial pick down to 2 HP, and they're going to be pincered in from short.
He needed that kill. A lot of damage done. Hazard a little bit lucky that Olaf was so low. Flashbang's trying to force Coldzera out of position, but they've switched it up. They've changed their play. Coldzera actually, I think, had moved away from playing on the B site and just lurking around a bit.
I think him and Olaf traded.
Yeah. I think that, well, obviously that was the AWP trying to be a little bit aggressive, but didn't pay off this time. And the CT side, again, it seems like these are the classic situations for them. Of course, in the A site, there's a little bit more of a chance to get back in, a lot of open angles, but with B, especially if you don't have anybody up short or with a quick flank, this becomes over fairly quickly. JKS needs to get his unbranded running shoes on, so he doesn't want to die to the bomb. And yeah, the CT side just going to hold on to their money.
Good start though, 7-3 for 100 Thieves. FaZe Clan don't really have the greatest money to spend in this round. I mean, Olafmeister is going to be onto the M4. Brokey's only on 2.4K. Same kind of thing though for the 100 Thieves side. Like, because these rounds have kind of gone back and forth every once in a while, and because they've lost a couple of players in the rounds prior, they don't really have the greatest of follow-up by after. At least they got 7 rounds. Like, that's not a bad start here for the T side. Obviously looking to take the guaranteed first half when they possibly can. Not much utility for FaZe Clan. I mean, they obviously prioritize quite a bit of it. Though I'd say, comparing 100 Thieves here to like Inferno, they're definitely using, well, they're not using as much time to make these rounds happen. Where on Inferno, we'd see a couple of moments where it's down to 10 seconds when they plant the bomb. This time they're definitely open to, moving the pace up a little bit, being a little bit quicker with their decisions and their takes. That's obviously, I guess, the way Inferno plays compared to Mirage. All right, well, you hate to see it.
That is not the best start. That's a wasted smoke, but hopefully Hopefully there's another teammate throw one down. Nico gonna do the same. CT side actually doing quite a good job of holding on to their remaining utility. Rain and Cold still both with a bit in hand, although, has to be said, they're still fairly heavily dedicated over to that B site. I wonder if this is also a read into Azza. Now, Azza is someone who loves to get up through the window, climb through the murder hole, and then try and back into the B site. They've actually got Cold watching at the moment. Oh, sorry, Olof, but he gets domed. He gets absolutely wrecked, and now Rain is the only defender. He loses his jewel, and in a matter of 10 seconds, that was it. That was the round done. They killed 3 people. They got the entries into the site. Cold now playing around the murder hole. As said, I think Azza is one of my favorite players playing around that window room. Like, he is so good at that role for this team. And again, like, that kill was clinical. The second he finds that player, like, holding off the rotations, he knows that, okay, the other players are probably a little bit deeper within the site, and his teammates can go and hunt for them.
It's also a good little window. There was something that happened right before. I can't remember exactly. I think they picked up a kill over towards the A site, which forced Olofmeister to start to rotate towards A, which allowed Azza to get the kill.
I think Nico killed one of the 100 Thieves players and spotted some of the others, so then he started moving. Then Olof, Nico, and Rain all died within a few seconds.
Because I'd imagine like Olof's going to win that fight if he just has to hold the angle, but he had to rotate through CT.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking maybe Azza would actually push in towards CT spawn through the hole.
Well, yeah, I do wonder if that is a counter read, because that is something he does quite a lot, or if they just wanted to bolster their B defense. Already, 3 pauses now used for FaZe Clan. It's understandable. An 8-3 scoreline in the map that if you lose, you're eliminated. It's not what... Well, it's nowhere near what FaZe's goals would be in this tournament to go out in the second round of the lower bracket. Especially after what their one victory was, what, versus Tyloo, right? Who basically got smashed by Na'Vi, so it never really seemed like they showed up.
Yeah, it was, what, 16-5 on Dust 2, 16-7 on Mirage for them up against Tyloo. I know, Rain, who was basically, yeah, he was top fragging for the team at the end of the second map.
Well, he definitely top fragged on Inferno as well.
Oh, no, I mean, after the 2 maps, he was top fragging for the team.
Oh, okay, total.
But he's, at the moment, currently on 2 kills, having a rough start here.
Having a bit of a mare.
A bit of a what?
Bit of a mare.
Mare?
Like a nightmare.
Oh, I thought you were saying like meh, like M-E-H.
No, no.
Ooh, look at this, Tom. Tom, I'm getting excited. They're going for a middle push here. Brokey looking for the second kill. He does get it, but Grass Faction will still finish him off. Down to a 3-on-3, and Coldzera does have the M4. JKS has the SG. I just think he's being very careful about this again. Nice little nade. Does give the man advantage. Rain looking to push in towards T-spawn. We switch things up into Palace. Actually could get behind JKS. And now it's just him versus 3, and to Rain to clutch this out, he'd have to get more kills in this round than he has so far in the half.
Are you trying to tell me you don't believe?
In Magic, yes. In Rain, no.
Oh, I'm from England. I always believe in Rain.
It's because Rain is gonna have, like, it's one of the few guarantees in life, you know, like death, taxes, and raining in England.
Yep.
I like how one of the hottest summers to you guys was like 23 degrees.
That's not true.
Last summer.
It was hotter than that.
Yeah, it's like 23 degrees. It's like,
Didn't it get to like, I wasn't
like 28. Like 28, we got to like 40 in Germany.
I think it got to like 34, 35 in England. It set records. And also, just like in Germany, air conditioning basically doesn't exist, so it sucks.
Yeah.
The equivalent of air conditioning in Germany is... That's it. That's what you're getting. 35.
What was it?
It's 35 degrees in
Oh.
England.
What's the equivalent to air conditioning in Germany?
For anybody wondering, my Twitch is /Tombiz, and I'm going to be starting an ASMR stream soon.
You know what? It wouldn't be worse than some of them out there. So I've heard.
I have bought myself a lifetime supply of pickles, just ready for the ASMR stream.
Why pickles?
They make a glorious sound when you bite into them.
I guess it depends on what kind of pickle.
Okay, I'm sorry that
Some have a proper crunch.
well, let's say that they're
Some are
crunchy
more of like a
ones
squish.
in this mythical scenario, which I've just made up.
Oh.
They're the crunchiest.
You had me sold. I was actually about to subscribe. Grass Faction gets a kill on Nico as it pushes straight towards the side. Rain again, unfortunately, can't pick up the kill. And in a matter of a couple seconds, 100 Thieves have made their execute work out. They have got the bomb on top of the site. Don't have necessarily the cleanest of plants. Ultimeister can't get a break.
I hope that the last flashbang also blinds him. Just the one the Gratis Faction is holding. It's just unlucky as it gets. Jacob's position's fairly risky. It's one where you could definitely be picked off, but he hits the shot instead. Well, he's not going to be blinded because he's got no face. Hazard also finding the trade is left onto Brocky. Spray is wild, but he actually gets away with it. However, left into this 1v1. He doesn't have time. Just going to go running away once again. It's double digits for 100 Thieves. I'm getting flashbacks to the first map where they were so dominant. And FaZe, it seems like nothing they do works. He's even going to kill him at the end.
That's rough. That's very rough now for FaZe Clan. 10-3. Just imagine a potential 12-3 first half score for 100 Thieves. To fight back and that, to keep your tournament hope alive is just almost impossible. But that's what the stakes are, right? I mean, we have to obviously reiterate it. Like, loser of this map is out. You're not advanced further into the tournament. Some of these teams, it might be the year ending for them in its entirety off this tournament. And they really have a shoddy buy. They have the 2 SMGs, a FAMAS, AWP, and M4.
Yeah, it's a position where they can't even really have taken a save, because if your goal or your basic finish point, best case scenario, was to get 4 rounds, it's not really ideal. Rain surviving under the Molotov, does manage to get an opener, actually finally steps up to the mark with a couple of his own, and Olov is there to close it out. And they finally stack up the defense on that A site after being bombarded again and again and again. I wonder if, this is the thing, this is the mind game from 100 Thieves. Do they now go B, or do they go A again? Because, of course, why would anybody go A after they've just lost?
It's the mind game on the mind game.
Exactly. Like, well, you think that because we just lost on A that we're going to stop going A, but we'll go A because we know that you think that we now will go B because we just lost on A.
But then what if they think... Nope, that hurts. My head literally started hurting the second I tried to work that out.
Well, basically, what if they think that you think that they'll think that you will go towards A because you wanted them to think...
I feel like you're about to have a seizure here.
You would have gone B because you lost on A.
Now, one step further.
No.
Go one drink deeper.
I think I'll just like fall into a
infinite loop.
Yeah, not even that, just like a state of unconsciousness if I go any further. So I'm going to opt against it.
Well, we're into the last round of the half, and we do have actually Rain finally able to get a couple of kills. My couple, that's actually the perfect word to use. Gets 2 in the last round, doubles what he had overall in the half. Which is kind of unfortunate considering the amount of times 100 Thieves have gone A, right? They only have 4 kills. But it does obviously explain, you know, the 10-4 scoreline.
Yeah. And they're actually trying to sell a bit of a fake in this direction. Once again, there's currently 3 players there as a... Well, let's see how well this fake goes, because he already managed to get 1 kill. In the meantime, there's going to be a split towards short. You can see the hesitation from Brocky, but if Rain goes down, he has to. But Rain gets the kill. Will he get back in time? That's the real question. And actually, Olov's homed in. He may not even realize that they've made their way all the way out short before it's too little too late. Brocky, he has made the realization, but already Liaz will, well, give him no more thoughts to have. Olov is surviving in the corner, but with an AWP, it's hard to see what he can actually do, and Liaz will get the kill onto him as well. The late round entry fragger strikes again, and it's left all onto Cold, and there's nothing he can do. They do mind game them by switching it up to B, and they get themselves that 11th round onto the board. It's 100 Thieves firmly in the driver's seat. We'll be back after the break to see if FaZe can turn it round. find ourselves once again with FaZe Clan on the back foot. Just 5 rounds from being eliminated from the Pro League finals in Odense, and, well, it will be a fairly horrible trip home at this point of the tournament if they aren't able to bring this back. Over 100 Thieves looking to do the job expected of them under this relatively new organization. JKS, we haven't seen the best of him today. We'll see if he's going to be able to perform on this A site of Mirage, not willing to take that initial fight after so much control taken. They do have a reasonable amount of utility and a kit available in the retake. So there's definite possibilities here still for 100 Thieves.
Interesting to see the adaptation. Typically, if you leave CT open, you just kind of rush it down on the T side to go for the early kills. Flashbang's being thrown out, and it's going to be 1-for-1 trade so far. Mike's in a really good position, though, to net quite a few kills. It's 1, 2, 3. Not going to get the 4th, though, as Grass Factions able to finally strike back. Smoke's going to go in. He does have the kit, like you mentioned, so he does have the opportunity to potentially pop the smoke. The problem is he's been spotted up by so many different people. He's going to walk straight into this. And FaZe Clan will take the pistol round here in the second half. And I'll say this during the break. It's kind of funny. Today, we've had 6 maps played now, and in 5 of the maps, it's been an 11-4 half. 5 out of 6.
How many of them were converted?
Into what?
Wins.
For the team that had 11?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, and I don't know the 5th one yet.
You only said there was 4.
No, there was 5.
Wait, oh, okay. So
this one hasn't finished yet.
Okay. So basically, you're saying, statistically speaking, there is a 100% chance 100 Thieves will win.
I'm not saying that, but numbers are saying that.
Well, that's why I said statistically. Well, already, that's a damn good start. They've got 3 players still on this A site for the Thieves to deal with, and they're actually going to continue their push forward. A fair amount of risk, JKS! That should have been a free kill. That should have been the easiest kill of his career, and instead, well, Liaz is left alone, just trying to hide. Nice shot onto Cold, at least. They don't need to fight this. They could just run for the hills. He's actually going to be able to cross over as well, and there's still some weaponry to be retrieved. There was a Galil onto Cold Zero. They're going to go running back, and with Nico low, Olav also tagged, there's potential.
I wonder if he's just going to start running towards... Oh. This is like the most ideal situation for him. Spots on Olaf Meister. We own Nico's low, like you mentioned, 18 HP. Liaz, can he clutch this out? The bomb's going to be down towards the top middle. Nico has snuck his way up, though. And Liaz actually just gone straight towards B. So could Nico flank in behind Liaz? Will the hunter become the hunted?
This is going to become a big game of Ring Around the Rosie. I wonder if they're just going to go
He has to run, though.
Back.
I mean, Nico's going to have to run eventually because there's 20 seconds left. He needs to pick up the bomb. Liaz is going to spot this out. And then he can just kind of play safe.
The only way I think that Nico wins this is if he gets behind him. But yeah, at this point,
oh no,
he doesn't have time.
Yeah.
This is already done. I think he's so confused as to where Liaz has just gone. And yeah, Liaz has just won the round. Like, Nico has been well and truly bamboozled.
Counter-terrorists win.
Wow. They could have gone the long way to B and been fine. They could have tried to force the 2v1 and potentially been fine. But then they go middle, and he gets the 1v1 against Olaf Meister. And then if Nico just picked up the bomb and then went for the chase, it would have been fine, because then he would have got the bomb plant at B. Like, what was the downside to not getting the bomb? Maybe Liaz would have peeked window and killed him?
I think that's the thing. Like, he's so low on health that it becomes very difficult to work out what to actually do there. I think the reason they go back through middle is because they expected if he did rotate, it will be the quick play, like, going round the back. So I don't think they expected him to fight middle. Actually, a smart play coming out from Liaz. But yeah, and in all honesty, there's so many different ways that could have gone. At the same time, I think Liaz just played that very, very well. And well, already... Yes, lots of damage, but the pistols have still done a lot of damage of their own. They're going to be able to get towards that bomb site as a quick rotation. Nade timing not bad, and he even dunks out Brocky just before he gets killed. Leaves it all onto Cold, and we've seen some heroics off that Deke, but...
This might be 14. Look at the money.
It should be 14.
Yeah, it should be, but you know, we've seen some crazy rounds so far in this match, so I don't want to say it's like a guaranteed thing.
To be honest, I have a lot more faith in the anti-eco rounds from 100 Thieves than I do from FaZe. I think that, other than that 4K coming out from Cold, which was actually more just individual brilliance than anything else. Like, it's almost impossible to trade that kill when he literally goes bang, bang, and just 2 players die, and then your teammate gets a third one deep. Like, those are sort of rounds that although, like, sure, a different strategy could have come in, they could have been a bit more methodical. I don't think that 100 Thieves will look back in that and even be too bothered. Whereas on the other side, I think there's been a lot more close rounds, a lot more damaging rounds that came out from 100 Thieves that probably should have been round wins for FaZe. Like, there have been so many clutches and so many, like, positions where players have gotten to the bomb and they've been killed, or different things where I think FaZe Clan will look back and be kicking themselves. So, like, even just the clutch that came through just moments ago from Liaz, like, there's many different ways that could have gone better for them. At the same time, I think that's something they do the best. This round at least, hey, they've done a decent amount of damage. This is more than I expected already from FaZe. Brocky, where has this come from? 3 kills from him straight off the bat. Maybe they're going to pull off that miracle round after all, as Cold is still left with nothing. But if Brocky can keep doing what he's doing, anything is possible.
Must feel like he's going to need the ace here to win this one. Nade comes through. Cold Zero down to 66. Jacob's going to be low on HP, though. Ashvin comes through, and Broky's not blinded up. And Liaz does get the first. Now Broky on 4 kills. Needs the 1v1 up against Jacob. The kill out in the hands of Jacob, who does get the kill, but he doesn't have the kit. And one thing that leads me to ask, what was that about the faith in the 100 Thieves at the anti-eco?
I can still have faith in the team and they could screw it up. That's not my fault. And maybe the commentator's curse, but yeah, that was surprising. And that's the first time I think we've seen Brocky have like a truly massive round throughout this series so far. We've seen a couple from Cold, we've seen from Rain and Nico, but that's the first time where I truly think that Brocky has stood up and really put in a massive round. And that could be the difference maker. In fact, so much so, 100 Thieves are actually going to take a tactical pause. It may be also to discuss what to do with their economy in this round, but that is a big, big boost for FaZe Clan, because they had nothing. Like, just maybe a flash. I don't even know. They invested barely anything into that round. They just managed to overwhelm the first player, and yeah, this is what they come up with. All that bonus money is going to be invested here. They've got 4 rifles for utility and AWP as well. And I actually quite like this from 100 Thieves. Sure, you've got Jacob with a solo rifle, but ultimately, this is all just coming down as an eco. Some damage, well, hopefully for them. And then they go back in with a proper buy in the next round.
Can you guess what I'm gonna say, Tom?
No.
I was hoping for a mid play.
Oh, that's a surprise. Don't think you've ever said that before.
I mean, you put Jacob there, you put a couple other players, maybe get a kill and pick up another weapon, or just set Jacob up to get a kill, period, even though you're going to lose 1 or something. And they've not really done too much middle aggression, so hasn't really been too many rounds anyways in the second half, but I would have liked to have seen it maybe in the future. Nice little boost up, though, to, again, try to use this rifle. So FaZe Clan taking the time to push out of Palace, and JKS will be here with the USP. I would imagine going to drop in on top of him. Oh, okay.
I've seen quite a few TKs, to be honest.
Yeah, there's been a lot today.
A little bit of help. I like the idea that in that scenario that... So Cold obviously killed JKS, and then Rain kills him. I like the idea that Rain was like, I was helping you. Like, this was me just helping you. Still, the M4 survives.
Can I use that excuse in matchmaking?
You can try. You might get shouted at by an angry Russian man.
Yeah, probably.
I might get that more because I live in Ukraine, so that happens quite regularly. Although there's a beautiful clip made by Declan, which was truly wonderful, where we played in a 4-stack. For anybody who doesn't know, he's a ESL talent manager. Actually, ranges for a few different companies.
He's a freelancer.
And he does a lot for ESL, though. And he had a Nova, and he actually heard someone step, turned around, and shot his own teammate in the face, insta-killed him, and then you just hear an angry Russian man over the comms, and it was a truly beautiful moment.
Wait, Declan did this?
Yes.
Oh.
Declan.
That does sound like something Declan would do.
It was wonderful. Definitely worth playing Counter-Strike with him. May not win you a match, but he'll definitely give you a laugh.
Well, let's see now into round 21. FaZe Clan on the grind. Both the back coming back in for 100 Thieves. Satisfaction was a massive threat when it came to the CT side of Dust 2. Hasn't had the opportunity to so far here on Mirage. FaZe Clan not really forcing the issue onto the A side. They're trying to cause a little bit of distraction towards B, just doing like a standard kind of setup, allowing Nico to play over towards the B side to keep 100 Thieves honest. But it still is technically like a 4-man stack over towards the A side, with Azur on the quick rotate towards A.
This is something that 100 Thieves do very often. They rely heavily on Liaz in tough positions, but he brings them results. That's why he may not necessarily always have the highest numbers, but I do think he is a core important player for this team. And also then plays the entry frag role a lot of the time on the T side, so they do rely on him heavily. You'll see the same across maps like Vertigo as well. Here we go. Push into the side. JKS is removed without much of a fight, but do they check for Jacob? It's going to be one, and he actually gets the second. I'm surprised. I thought coldzera would have the trade for sure. Now it's all on to Jacob as they're looking to pincer him from behind. Gratisfaction chimes up with another, and of course Liaz is there as well to give them their 14th. The T side, I think they're definitely going for a buy here. Sure, Rain's a little bit low on cash, but the rest of the team can make the purchase. I'd actually like to see them get him a Mac 10 and put pressure on Liaz. Like, get players running in towards him and see if they can put him down. As said, I think he's a big part of this team, but doesn't mean he's always going to be ready for a rush B. But no, they're seeming like they just want to default back towards this A site again.
Thing is, Tom, though, if you're FaZe Clan, you lose this round, you've basically lost the game, right? The money's not going to be there. The loss bonus isn't really there as well. Obviously, we did see a massive anti-ego, but Jake has a nice triple and a quad kill as well. 100 Thieves put themselves up to 15. And now 1 round away from knocking FaZe Clan out of the entire tournament. And look at the money, 2K across the board for FaZe Clan. And why wouldn't he use the timeout right now?
That is one of those moments where that's a JKS round. Like, he's not been having the best performance here, but to just get, like, that looked like it was versus a Glock Eco, what he just did. Because it was like, there was no time for anyone on the other side to even get a response off. He just sprayed down 4 different players clinically and just sets them to their 15th round. It is now going to be FaZe Clan with, well, not a particularly good purchase. They've only got a couple of rounds of loss bonus. They didn't get a bomb plant. They got barely any kills in the previous round, although that seems silly to mention. Like, you look at how bad their economy is, and an extra kill or 2 really could have made a difference here. Instead, they've got a lot of utility. Surely Olaf's going to buy a P250, right? Really? He's not? He's going to go with a Glock. Okay. You keep your secrets.
All right, Elijah Wood.
Same height.
Same amount of fame, I guess, as well. I could see you as a Spider-Man. More like the Peter Griffin kind, but yeah.
Okay.
From Family Guy. No, let's see, though, if FaZe Clan can keep themselves alive. It's a very important round. Again, their tournament life on the line here. coldzera could open things up. Jacob, is he going to expect this? Oh. You with coldzera having to jump on him by spotting out the barrel of the gun. Jacob still gets the kill nonetheless. And our Rain gets caught looking the wrong way.
I'm quite confused by that. Rain definitely should have known he was there, unless he just thought he'd push back through the window. 3 players now gathering up. Even if they get Gratisfaction, I don't think they're going to expect Liaz to be in this corner, just ready and waiting. Gratisfaction, he's been so good in this series. Combines to close things out. It's going to be a 16-7 domination in the 3rd and final map of this series. 100 Thieves go marching on within the ESL Pro League final.